and welcome everybody. Today we're talking about The Substance. By now, I'm sure you've heard this movie. I didn't know it existed probably like two weeks ago, but I'm really glad I got to check it out because I really liked it. So without further ado, I'll give you a quick plot. The Substance is a 2024 horror movie that tells the story of an actress, a TV star, who got let go of her job and is struggling, so she takes a substance. Now, I know that's not a very great description, but I'm trying not to give away too much of the plot, so that's the best way I can describe this movie without giving away a lot. Now, without further ado, let's get into some pros. And the first pro I want to give it is the main performance of the actor here. I really enjoyed our main lead here, and I really think she did a really good job. I also enjoyed the commentary they were saying about connection with Hollywood and beauty, and how looks really influence Hollywood. I also enjoyed the commentary about the self-hatred of between the one and the other. We'll talk about that, spoilers more, but I really enjoyed that kind of showing between the two. I also enjoyed how they showed kind of the different bodies between the two and the exploration. Now, I also enjoyed how they used body horror in this. There was particularly one scene with a chicken wing, so that was unsettling, but I really enjoyed how they utilized it with the exception of one scene, which I'll talk about my negatives. But overall, I do think they utilized the body horror and showing the bodies in a way that seemed like how you would view your own body in that kind of way. So I definitely kind of enjoyed that aspect of the movie. I enjoyed the commentary they were making with Hollywood and self-hatred. And I enjoyed this movie so much, and those are the aspects that I do want to praise on, but I want to talk more on spoilers, but what I mean by that. And going into my a mix for me here a little bit, and this duration here, towards the end, there's a scene where two are awake at the same time, and I was a little bit confused by that, but what I'm thinking happened is one is of oneself, and the other is a version, like a part of oneself, if that makes any sense. I don't know, I feel like that's separation, so it's more like a mix of, I'm unsure if that's what it means, but that's the way I am taking it to be, so I'm still a little bit confused by that aspect of it. And that's really my only mixed for this movie, because I really think they did a very good job with this one, and I definitely can see it up being in a lot of people's top 10s, or definitely up there in maybe top 20s. So that's really where my mixed ends. I only have really two negatives, and one is more or less between a mixed and a negative. And the first one I want to give it is there's only one obvious real CGI scene in this, and that's towards the end. And I understand why, because there's no other physical way to not make it CGI, but it was only one scene that was obviously CGI, and it wasn't even that bad CGI, but it's just obviously CGI. And there's a scene where they show the body, or they show a lot of body nudity in this one. But there's one scene I feel like they did a little bit too much. There's a scene where one of them is doing a show, and something pops out that's not supposed to. And they show this scene of worry by showing her face, but they mostly show like a shot for shot of what you just watched, and I feel like that was a little bit extra. I just feel like that was a bit just to show nudity, I guess. That's why I think I felt like watching that. But what they wish that they could have done instead was like show just her face the entire time, or maybe the faces of everyone else trying to look at what is wrong and just have that face of worry. But I just feel like showing the shot for shot way they did was just kind of just a little bit too much for me personally. Not that it's a bad thing, it's just like that's the one time where it really was like, I mean, really. Other than that, that's like my real only negative for it. Now, with that being my only negative, let's finally talk some spoilers. Oh, wow. What a way about this movie is, the message in this one is very good about with self-hatred and all that, but the one self, what does everyone kind of think of the ending here? The ending is very, more or less towards the ending, where she tries to kill the other self with whatever they called it, the extinguisher, and she kind of awakens, and I guess I'm more or less confused how that goes. And I guess I'm thinking maybe that's like the part of herself, if that makes any sense. So there's her and part of herself, and I'm guessing maybe that part of herself, like the younger self who wants all that fame and stuff, is just my interpretation of that simply is just separating out and getting what she wants and taking over. And I completely understand that, of what they're trying to say with the messaging there about Hollywood and how self-hatred can get to you. But that scene, I guess, is my confusion. That's my take out of it. Like, that part of herself is taking over versus the other real part of herself, if that makes any sense. And that's kind of confusing. That's kind of where I lie with it. Also, the other self, when they separate, how they get mad at each other, I think is done very well. And I do think both actors, and they did a great job at finding actors who looked like each other, because it was believable that would be a younger version of herself. And you can't really see that, but I think they did a great job at finding people that looked alike. And just how this movie ended with her like dying onto the star. Got cut off from filming, so you just have to enjoy this little voice over my voice. So, to finish what I was saying, I really enjoyed how they ended as to how she started it with trying to get fame and her dying on her own star. I really enjoyed that, even though the obviously CGI of her kind of face walking there is obviously CGI. I think that was done really well. I think that adds to what they were trying to say. I think I overall really enjoyed this movie, and I think they did it very, very well. It's not like anything I've seen this entire year. And as much as I may say, between them, the very few mixed and negatives, I really enjoyed this one. I liked it a lot. So, without further ado, what did you guys think of this movie? Did you like it? Did you not like it? What are some things that you liked about it or did not like about it? Let me know down below, and I'll see you guys soon with a brand new video.